Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Magical Book Club. Today I am here to read a novel which is called The Call of the Wild. I'm going to continue reading from chapter 1, page 9 on the middle of the page. So I'm going to start. He was glad for one thing. The rope was off his neck. That had given them an unfair advantage, but now that it was off, he would show them. They would never get another rope around his neck. Upon that he was resolved. For 2 days and nights he neither ate nor drank, and during those 2 days and nights of torment he accumulated a fund of wrath that boded ill for whoever first fell whole of him. His eyes turned bloodshot, and he was metamorphosed into a raging fiend. So changed was he that the judge himself would not have recognized him, and the express managers breathed with relief when they bundled him off the train at Seattle. 4 men gingerly carried the crate from the wagon into a small, high-walled backyard. A stout man with a red sweater that sagged generously at the neck came out and signed the book for the driver. That was the man Buck divined, the next tormentor, and he hurled himself savagely against the burst. The man smiled grimly and brought a hatchet and a club. "You ain't going to take him out now?" the driver asked. "Sure," the man replied, driving the hatchet into the crate for pry. There was an instantaneous scattering of the 4 men who had carried it in, and from safe perches on top of the wall they prepared to watch the performances. Buck rushed at the splintering wood, sinking his teeth into it, surging and wrestling with it. Wherever the hatchet fell on the outside, he was there on the inside, snarling and growling, as furiously anxious to get out as the man in the red sweater was calmly intent on getting him out. "Now, you red-eyed devil," he said, when he had made an opening sufficient for the passage of Buck's body. At the same time he dropped the hatchet and shifted the club to his right hand. And Buck was truly a red-eyed devil as he drew himself together for the spring, hair bristling, mouth foaming, a mad glitter in his bloodshot eyes. Straight at the man he launched his 140 pounds of fury, surcharged with the pent passion of 2 days and nights. In midair, just as his jaws were about to close on the man, he received a shock that checked his body and brought his teeth together with agonizing clip. He whirled over, fetching the ground on his back and side. He had never been struck by a club in his life, and he did not understand. With a snore that was pert bark and more scream, he was again on his feet and lunged into the air. And again the shock came, and he was brought crushingly to the ground. This time he was aware that it was the club, but his madness knew no caution. 12 times he churched, and as often the club broke the church and smashed him down. After a particularly fierce blow, he curled to his feet to rush. He staggered limply about, the blood flowing from nose and mouth and ears. His beautiful coats sprayed and flaked with bloody slaver. Then the men advanced and deliberately dealt him a frightful blow on the nose. All the pain he had endured was nothing compared with the exquisite agony of this. With that roar that was almost lion-like in its ferocity, he again hurled himself at the men. But the men, shifting the club from right to left, coolly caught him by the under jaw, at the same time wrenching downward and backward. Buck described a complete circle in the air, and half of another, then crashed to the ground on his head and chest. For the last time he rushed, the men struck the shirt blue he had purposely withheld for so long, and Buck crumpled up and went down, knocked utterly senseless. He's no slouch at dog breaking, that's what I say. One of the men on the wall cried enthusiastically. Druther break causes any day and twice on Sundays, was the reply of the driver as he climbed on the wagon and started the horses. Buck's senses came back to him, but not his strength. He lay where he had fallen, and from there he watched the man in the red sweater answers to the name of Buck. The name soliloquized, quoting from the saloon keeper's letter, which had announced the consignment of the crates and contents. "Well, Buck, my boy," he went on in a genially voice, "we've had our little ruction, and the best thing we can do is to let it go at that. You've learned your place, and I know mine. Be a good dog, and I'll go well and the goose hang high. Be a bad dog, and I'll whale the stuffing out of you. Understand?" As he spoke, he fearlessly patted the head he had so mercilessly pounded, and though Buck's hair involuntarily bristled at touch of the hand, he endured it without protest. When the men brought him water, he drank eagerly, and later bolted a generous meal of raw meats, chunk by chunk, from the men's hand. So I'm done reading till chapter 1, page 13, almost at the top of the page, and I hope you're enjoying it with me. So see you later. Have a nice day. Bye.